again. How are you today? Great that you are all good today. But first, let me introduce myself. I am your student teacher, Hannah Rose Rinka, for your course, Physical Education 2. And we are now on lesson 2. And welcome to our class today. So before we start our discussion for today, let us have some activity. Are you ready? Great!
In our activity, I will show to you some pictures, and all you have to do is to give me your ideas on what the pictures tell us, and give me your insights that characterizes the pictures. Is it clear? Great! So here are the pictures. Alright, so let's give a hand to everyone. All of you have nice ideas. So our topic for today is all about history of dance. Do you have any idea what is this all about? Okay? Good, you're definitely right. So now, let us tackle about what is really the history of dance. And for you class, what is dance? Very good, you all have great ideas. So dance is the human body rhythmically moving through space and time with energy or effort. Dance engages the dancer's physical, mental, and spiritual attributes when performing dance as a work of art, a cultural ritual, a social recreation, a health, and a wellness activity or an expression of the person. There are many histories and many people that make up dance in its entirety. None are better, just different, but all manage to employ the following principles, such as the routine, practice, and the discipline. Our bodies are filled with so many techniques, with even more variables to the technique of movement. The body has no essence. It is disciplined to move, act, and react based on the culture that is given to it. Dance has this great ability to communicate and evoke emotions without even using words. Dance is and has been significant in the lives of all, whether it's sacred rituals, professional performances, or just dancing because it's fun. It can be found everywhere, in every culture, and for many, it is a way of life. So there are 5 periods in the history of dance. First is the primitive period, second is the ancient period, third is the medieval period, fourth is the Renaissance period, and the last one is the contemporary period. The primitive period. There is evidence of dance that dates back the Paleolithic period, seen through rock paintings depicting dance. Through much research by leading historians and by studying current uses of dance in several primitive cultures, we know that in these cultures, people used dance as a means of communication and as a way of life. In many primitive societies, rituals involving dance are performed at births, marriages, and deaths. Possibly, some of the most significant rituals are those performed for means of fertility, such as food and children. Our ancestors asked for rain, sun, harvest, and healthy children. Many of these movements mimic the nurble animals, the crazy forces of Mother Nature, and the hypothesized immortal lives of the gods. Some of these rituals lasted many hours, even days, and an inconceivable thought to the contemporary dance world. There are cultures still today considered primitive. The Yanomamo people found in Venezuela, Brazil, Guyana, and Colombia effectively use dance as a way of life. One example is the amo-amo, a dance performed prior to a hunt. The men in the tribe do this ritual of song and dance to ensure good luck in capturing and killing animals for food and in anticipation of a feast. The ancient period. The dances of the ancient civilizations began to acknowledge the aesthetic purposes of the art. They began to question the way the dance looked and what it meant, what the movements represented, and how they may be interpreted. India, China, and ancient Greece are among the first civilizations with recorded anecdotes of dance. Many use dance for religious purposes and all required skill, grace, and stamina. Ancient Greece furthered an theatrical history of dance by using dance in dramas and Greek theaters. Medieval period. Dance was prevalent in the medieval era, otherwise known as the Middle Ages as well. The Islamic culture had a very influence in the interesting outcomes of dance. It was then that the familiar art of belly dancing came into play, as did many folk dances still performed today. Slowly, the church became an influence and dance was quickly banned. Dance began to be seen as pagan activity. The ideals that the body was evil and one should strive for purity in Thai soul redefined dance and its purpose. Religious followers believe the idea that heaven is above and earth is below, and we should be celebrating the ethereal heavens, not the earthly body. Since dance is a celebration through the body, many practicing religions denied the acceptance of dance. Sensuality also quickly became associated with dance, and any form of worship that approved dance was opposed to by the Christians of the medieval era. Unfortunately, at this time, the Black Plague bubonic wiped out part of the population and created an association with witchcraft. Soon, the society connected dancing to witches and witches to the plague, and dance became known as the dance of death or the dance macabre. Because of this sudden obsession with death and its direct correlation with dancing, many of the pieces featured figures of death such as skeletons. Soon, theatrical performances returned and dance was reborn. The Renaissance period. Dance was revived through folk dancing, court dancing, and the accompaniment of music. Dance was beginning to be seen as an actual art as opposed to a cultural pastime or ritualistic necessity. While folk dancing remained a popular expression among the working class, the high society combined these folk routines with their aristocratic steps of nobility, creating the majestic court dances. Although the court dances began as a symbolic gesture of royalty, dance soon revolutionized into what we know today as ballet, an aesthetic genre of dance that originated from music, literature, paintings, and sculptures. Before long, ballet became a professional art form and institutions were created to ensure proper aesthetic training. The contemporary period. Eastern countries continued traditional performances while the Western civilizations developed new, invigorating genres. Contemporary and classical ballet thrived, and modern tap, jazz, and the newly popular genre of hip-hop shortly infiltrated life as we know it. The 20th century not only introduced science and technology but dance as entertainment, and some of the greatest artists known to man. Throughout the centuries, dance went through drastic metamorphic changes from traditional rituals to banned pagan activity, noble pastimes to a working class voice, beauty and poise to an outlet for social and political messages. The history of dance is a rich explanation of the history of life. Now that you have learned about the history of dance, I have here some questions. First, for you, what is dance? Very good. Next, what are the different periods of dance? Definitely right. Question number 3. In your own words, explain each period of dances briefly. Fantastic. Question number 4. Is it helpful to know what the origin of dance is? Why? Great. Question number 5. How can dance help you as an individual? Absolutely right.
It is important for us to have knowledge and understanding of dance history because history allows us to gain a better understanding surrounding the events, challenges, and celebrations that help form the people who develop our art form. Dance teaches us also the importance of movement and fitness in a variety of ways through a variety of disciplines. As well, dancers learn to coordinate muscles to move through proper positions. Dancing is a great activity to pursue at almost any age provided you are in proper health to handle the rigors of dancing for life.
So that is it for today. Thanks for watching.